Couple of people over there. Oh, they found me. Ah. Some kind of a bomb? Leucosic? Vile fine white powder distilled through alchemical processes, extremely volatile. The flask will explode on impact. Alright. We'll hold off on that. Find something worth blowing up. Okay, this feels like the end, so let's come back over here. What is that? Gross, open up. Can I save? There is no save. F5? No. This cutter needs to be repaired. At least there's a couple of lockpicks I left behind, right? Maybe that opens after I defeat her. Stands with gravitas, her voice piercing the clatter of the ship. You notice blood seeps from her armor. She's wounded but hides it well. Loose the sails, and why is the anti-grav engine not running? What is this straggler? The Dark Star Company greets you. My apologies, but you've caught us at a rather inopportune moment. I've come to apprehend you in the name of the Inquisition. Throws back her head and laughs. Oh, that's good. You've come to apprehend me. You look like you need a meal and a lie down. I don't think you're in a state to apprehend a silk slug. Those Inquisition dogs must really be desperate, huh? Still, we can't tarry here. Events are emotions that can't be stopped. Prepare yourself, straggler. The great deeds are afoot. Deeds that will bring apostatic union tyranny to an end, and that will usher in a new age of heaven. With that, we must take our leave. It's been a pleasure, but I doubt we'll meet again. Sag. Failed. Entice. Bella spent countless nights here hunched at her desk by the light of a candle, while the rest of her crew slept. She would pore over the sky charts and scour old tomes for shreds of arcane knowledge. Back then, when I was flesh and blood, I thought she was driven by a pure desire to carve out a better world. But in time, I came to think of her as little more than a frightened little girl trying to fix something broken inside herself. For there's a thorn in Vera's heart that she cannot remove. Sometimes its maddening scratch pushes her to greatness. Other times it twists her into cruelty and barbarism. Ghost looks into my eyes. Listen, stranger. Whether you wish it or not, you will cross paths with Vela. See it as clear as day. But what will happen next is a tangle of infinite possibilities. A dark void that swallows any attempt at foresight. Wish to understand the woman your fate is bound to, seek an old manor that drifts on the northeastern edge of Allowshire. We'll meet you there. I wonder what the stuff in the top right-hand corner says. I always miss it. Upgrade property. Okay, hold on. So this is my place now. Oh, sick. This is like my base of operations. Okay, this is awesome. I want a workshop first off. A workshop. And I want quarters. I don't have enough money for quarters. Okay, but I got a workshop. Did that build something? Constructing. Okay. There's a bed right here. What do I need quarters for? Sleep in that bed. The High Confessor wants to speak with you on the platform, though what she sees in a wretched prisoner is beyond me. Prisoner 17, I believe you were wondering about the High Inquisitor. Best not to keep her waiting, yes? By all means, come back and speak to me afterwards. We've much to discuss. The High Confessor is giving orders to agents around her, pointing with her mechanical limbs and shouting between bouts of coughing. Eventually, she notices you. Ah, Prisoner 17, was it? Our drones have been tracking you. It seems that Vela has escaped. Couldn't apprehend her, I've failed. A high-pitched laugh reverberates through her coffin. Nonsense! I was certain that you would be cut into pieces. It's astounding you made it this far. But your sentence still stands. You may yet prove your usefulness. We must ascertain where Vela has fled to. Luckily for us, I know just who we can ask. Excuse me. The Oneric Isles are home to a number of former Dark Star mercenaries. My superiors would rather I execute them, but they are far more used to us alive. If anyone knows where Vela went, they will. We'll start with Jack Basalt, a former Navy captain turned sellsword. We've already contacted him and arranged a meeting. You can find him at the Wobbly Noggin pub in Hollowtown, in the center of the Oneric Isles. Basalt has promised to direct us towards his comrades in exchange for a polymath's pardon. He can help you find the others. Which way to Hollowtown? Follow the road south through the village of Pill and cross the gate bridge. This should get you to Hollowtown. You will need to acquire an apostatic Union of Force passport to cross the bridge. I wish I could grant you one myself, but we are undersupplied. Perhaps the locals of the village can help you. Got it. Good. Be careful. The islands are on the very fringe of apostatic Union territory. There may be worshippers or even minor gods who have fled the Union's purges tucked away here. The only assuredly faithless place is Hollowtown. Beyond Hallowshire's borders, there is ground even Union boots won't tread upon. The east is the Clockwork Kingdom. It is in full-blown crisis, while the people of the Endless Realm to the west are cursed never to die. My tribunal will establish a command post in the fortress, the Blinding Light. Return here to recuperate if you wish. Oh, and one more thing. From now on, you will be known as Confessor 17. This doesn't change your crimes or your sentence, but it sounds a little better than prisoner. Okay. Farewell. Barred from the other side. I broke that door down earlier. Uh-huh. Okay. You have not unlocked any trophies to display. Okay, that's weapon and armor. I don't know what that is. Okay. Do I have a compass? I don't have a compass. How can I tell north from south? What's this? Looks like that's our only way to progress. Okay. Where the heck was I? Did I go back in here? Is that what I had done? Yeah, because I went here. Okay. Okay, okay. Ah, okay. Okay, I know where I am. Weird. Okay. Alright, where's what's-her-name's bedroom? Nope, upstairs. Go. Yep, that's what I wanted to do. Can somebody supply me with a map? That would be great. I just knew you survived the assault. The drones were all but certain you'd meet a gruesome end, but you sure showed them, huh? About that tea you wanted? What was that again? Make it in Quill Village. Okay. Tell me about yourself. I'm just a humble servant of the Apostatic Union. Time ago I was a counselor, would you believe? Only a rather embarrassing incident involving a lost shipment of hallucinogenic sky shrooms saw me demoted to a less public-facing role. So here I am, working for the esteemed Inquisition. Only one can't help if their thoughts often drift to home comforts, eh? I have a lovely little cottage back in Lundell with my wife. One day I'll pack this all in and get back to growing button caps in my garden. I have questions about the Sky Realms. Give me a map. Looks like you've got maps here. We just take one of those. Alright. I guess we try to figure out what way south is. weird beetle creature. What is this? Caption seems to require a key. A dog. Moss on a tree, maybe? Could also just be street signs, you know? Oh. Alien Montaigne, she barely registers your presence. She's either the Inquisition or some petty thief to come pick our corpses. I'm hunting your leader. Do as you please, I'll not hamper that. That wench has led us into enough trouble. She swigs the ale, most of it splashing down her face. Yeah, let me into the storeroom down below. It's true I have no love for Vela, but it's another thing to betray the Dark Star. They're still my brethren. Can I... Okay. So here's... where... this... Oh, it sways an enemy to your side, but it doesn't... Okay. She leads the Darkstar mercenaries, so I'm supposed to tip my hat and call her boss, but between you and me, she's gonna get us all killed. She speaks of mad prophecies of breaking reality itself. Breaking reality itself to make some sort of deathless heaven. Nonsense and lies, the lot. Need a charm of 10. What's my charm at? Five. I doubt 1 point in Persona is going to get me there, so I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. All right. We have over here. Interesting. My lore skill is too low. Huh. Okay. Animal. Interesting. The Hanar sure have changed. A little bit. I want to get into the lower half of this tower here. Because there's a Delusion chest, a couple of crates. Cool stuff regardless. Okay. Alright, off we go. Alright, let's come back over here. There's this green thing walking around. Does not look friendly. Let's go kill it. I forgot about the money at the top of the cliff. How far away is that thing? I think that thing is next to that building, which would mean it's huge. God. Reveals the truth of things, dispels illusions. Hello. Sacred Shroom. Isle Village. Who are you? What's that commotion over yonder? I appear to be quite lost. I bought a map of the Oneric Isles back in Riova, but it seems to be decades out of date. That's the trouble with these fringe islands. Every few decades they've floated into different positions. Take my advice. If you're looking to explore, make sure you find an accurate map. Do you know where I can find one? The Erudite Academy is flying over Hallowshire, to the south of here. You can see it up there in the sky. It travels over the Apostatic Union. So I've heard. I've met one of the scholars in a red tent in the forest underneath Pile Village, though I've seen them on other places too. Believe it or not, they're working on a map of the region right now, only it's not quite ready. Still, I'd ask them. Worth a shot. Where are you trying to get to? The Endless Realm, said to be a place where people never die, even though the flesh peels from their bones. As a boy, my mother would scare me with tales of cadaver crusades, when the Endless would hunt the living and feast on their still-warm bodies. It would scare me witless, but still, I always dreamed of going there someday. And I have it on good authority that they've reformed their ways. They only eat non-sentient meat. They're on good terms with the Apostatic Union. So I said to myself, what do I have to lose? Well, I suppose they could still eat me. So I'd get a map, I guess from those dudes. Erudites. Erudite. Hold on. Oh, that dragon thing is freaking me out. Restores health and mana to maximum. Death's Veil. Interesting mushroom. Alright, I didn't get the coins that were over here. I'm gonna do that real quick. Ammunition. It's a lockpick. At least I can see what I'm missing. I think it was over here. Here it is. Nope. Well, that's not what I wanted. Wait, did I get enough money to upgrade that one part? I need 3. I don't need the bed. That creates potions. I don't need the bed, and the other one is a training room, which I can't afford yet. I think the first thing I should do is I should try to save up for the... I should try to save up for the 3 ore to upgrade my weapon. I think upgrading my weapon is going to be a really useful thing to do soon. It seems like enemies don't respawn, which I kind of like, in a weird way. It does, like, there's no XP in the game, so it's not like you can farm enemies for XP. That does, however, mean there's a limited quantity of all of the items, unless you can manufacture them or purchase them. We'll have to figure out at some point, but... Alright, let's go to the village, because they'll have the tea. That dragon thing. I'll have the tea for my one quest. There's also like 3 other things I'm supposed to do over here. Oh, here we go. This is south. Okay. A newcomer. Welcome to Pill Village. My name is Lud. Were you involved in that commotion at the old fort? I'm an Inquisition agent hunting criminals of the Apostatic Union. I didn't realize. You didn't look like one of those agents. You must be undercover, right? Well, if it would help, I could tell you about our town. We're just a humble village. Have you heard of the scry shroom? It's a mushroom that shows you the future. We grow it and sell it, only things aren't going so well. People are worried. What's going on? Crop yield is bad. Each year we've been growing less scry shroom. Some people are getting worried. I've heard some people are considering the old ways, you know, consorting with Wiccans and gods. So what? Well, we're part of the Union, so god worship is very illegal. Anyway, the local Waymaster has gotten pretty spooked by it all. He's weighing everyone who comes by just to make sure they're not wicked. My own mother, she's the mayor, by the way, doesn't seem too bothered by it all. She's much too worried about something else. I heard her mumbling about some sort of monster. Oh, I'm sorry to... I do tend to waffle, don't I? Is there anything you'd like to know? Can you point me around town? You'll find the Way House, the Waymaster Colwich. He's pretty respected around here. Nearby is the Scry Shroom Company, which sells Scry Shrooms. Further up the hill is the mayor's house. That's where my mother, the mayor, lives. She sometimes has to work. And further up is the Sacred Shroom, only it's dead. Why is the Sacred Shroom dead? The Colwich killed our god, of course. Would you care to elaborate? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot not everyone knows about it. Our old god was Angwin, and he was really mean. Like, he wanted people to sacrifice themselves to the sacred shrooms to make the scry shrooms grow. What's the Waymaster do? Colwich, he's pretty important. He went to Riova, capital city of the Union, that's really far away, to get certified as a Waymaster. He weighs things for merchants and buyers to make sure the price is fair. Might not seem like much, but for a small town like us, it means we can trade with the realms like Venna, Brion, and Lundel. But he also weighs people. Lately he's been real worried about Wiccan sympathizers. And he has magic cipher scales that can tell if you're evil. He's not weighed me, though. I guess he doesn't think I'm tough enough to be a criminal. So your mother's the mayor? Yeah, not everybody likes her, because she comes from all the way over in Lundel. That's a faraway place with castles and windswept moors, the Union heartland. I was born there, so I've never been. I was born here, sorry. Tell me about this Scry Shroom Company. It's run by Dwin, whose family's been growing Scry Shrooms for generations. Without his company, the town wouldn't really exist. Mushrooms are kind of all there is around here. Mother won't let me drink Scry Shroom tea, even though she does all the time. She says it's too intense. You have to be a responsible adult to see the future. I don't see the big deal, though. She mostly just hallucinates about having a bigger garden. Well, there's the dead mushroom. Oh, this is the Wayers. Man's eye follows you with suspicion. His graying hair and weathered skin suggest he's older than most of the village. A faded scar runs down his face. You're new in town, I gather. Well, I'm the local Waymaster. My name's Kolbich, and I'll have you know, before you engage in any business here in Quill, I'll be taking your weight. Without another word, please step on the scales, thanking you kindly. Why do you want to weigh me? By decree of the Epistatic Union, all those seeking to trade in the jurisdictions must prove they are of ordinary disposition, that is, not physically altered by cipher magic or god devotion, not bearing the guilt of unpunished crimes. Alright. Quill Village, you met the Waymaster Kolbich, who refused to speak with you until you were weighed on enormous scales. You've weighed yourself, so you should probably report back. Interesting. Very interesting. Did I pass? Prime glyph says you're a criminal. The lesser glyphs are harder to parse. Let's see now. They say you killed a man with multiple witnesses, and what's this? Martial trauma? I'm sorry to say I've known plenty of soldiers who've lost their reason. There's one more glyph. Inquisition agent. Begging your pardon, at first glance I thought you might be one of those Dark Star mercenaries running from the Inquisition's raid, but you must have been fighting those scoundrels. I'm a confessor atoning for my crimes. Far be it from me to delay Inquisition business. I've approved you for visit to Quill. You won't get any trouble. But, in the light of your profession, could you lend this humble servant of the Apostatic Union a hand? There'd be an Apostatic Union passport in it for you. The Inquisition raid ain't the only reason we've been so eager to weigh people of late. There's also fear of bloody god worship amongst the townsfolk. After all we've been through. How can you tell so much from the scales? These are morality scales. You'll see there's only one visible. That's because it's magically linked at the fulcrum through a bond of cipher to a scale containing a moral standard. Why does such a small town need to weigh people? On account of being the fringes of the Apostatic Union territory, there are certain unseemly folk who have taken advantage of Quill in the past. Mercenaries like those Dark Stars in the fort over yonder, who've used us to smuggle ill-gotten goods into Hallowshire. So having a certified Waymaster helps Quill attract reputable merchants to buy our scryshroom tea. Shows we can be trusted to pay our taxes, you know. We don't just weigh people, we can also weigh shrooms, grain, or, well, anything, really. What is the moral standard? Oh no, that would be preposterous. How could you tell so much by a person by weighing them against dead weight? No, don't be stupid. The moral standard is a person, a carefully selected person who bears qualities deemed the epitome of Apostatic Union morality. By weighing you against such perfect integrity, we can tell by what degree your character is lacking. I think the moral standard resides far off in Brone, beyond University. They have to rest and sleep between weighings, of course, which is why weighhouses only open at certain times. So you need help tracking down god worshippers? Aye, folk been afeared recently, you see. The soil's dying and harvests are down. Merchants want to buy our scryshroom more than ever, but we can't meet the demand. So some of us have been flirting with the old ways. What makes the old ways so bad? It's been 40 years since the God War. 40 years since the Apostatics told the Wiccans and their gods to go fuck themselves. 40 years since me and the lads drove a void spear through our own god's eye. That cruel, violent bastard of a god, Anguin. And in those 40 years, folk have forgotten how bad it was under that divine tyrant and Wiccan lackeys. Sure, we had bountiful harvests and our purses were bulging, but our sons and daughters were taken from us and the soil was fertilized with their blood. Now, our old god Anguin's been dead for long enough, but they say so long as people still believe, some part of a god can live on. So there's been murmuring of some folk trying to bring him back. And that's got the rest of us scared shitless. Trouble with a small town like this, we all know each other, and the guilty parties won't talk to me, you're an outsider and an Inquisition agent to boot. I need you to ask around and try to find any Wiccan sympathizers so we can sort out quiet-like before the villagers start lopping each other's heads off. And find something out, and I'll dispense you a Union passport that'll grant you passage to Hallowshire. Yeah, what is a Wiccan? Have things gotten so comfy in the Union that people have forgotten their history? Well, I'll be damned. For as long as people can remember, Wiccans have acted as mediators between gods and their worshippers. Kind of like lawyers of the divine, I guess. Supposedly, they'd act in the best interests of both mortals and the gods, binding both in a magical contract that made sure neither got scuppered over. Except here in Quill, our Wiccans fucked us. Their terms were all in Angwin's favor. We can't have been alone, because 40 years ago, the apostatics, God, I just played Dragon Age 2. Okay, sorry. The apostatics started the God War, and we weren't the only place to slay their own god, let me tell you. Alright, I'll see what I can do. You have my thanks, newcomer. Just as soon as you find something out of sorts, you let me know, you hear? I'm looking for some Darkstar mercs, and I need to explore the Isles. An Inquisition business, hey? Don't worry, old Colwich will keep it a secret. You might try asking Nud, who's got hired muscle over at the Scryshroom Company. Gotta say he's been a prickly fella, and I've never gotten on with him too well. But I know he used to work for the Darkstars. To be honest, I doubt you'll find much out in Old Quill. You'll be wanting to reach Hallowtown in Hallowshire, to the south. There's a Union Council building and a bustling dock where all sorts of sky ships lay anchor. But to pass over the Union Gate Bridge, you'll need a Union passport. Each one will grant you passage over a single bridge. As a certified waymaster, I have one that I'm not using, but Inquisitor or not, you'll have to earn my trust. Okay. I'm really only employed to make sure things go smoothly. You don't seem like the rest of the villagers. You're perceptive. I'm a mercenary. I've fought with the Beyond Serpents, the Lundell Blackguard, and even the Darkstars for a time. And now I protect the business interests of this fine gentleman, nothing more. I'm looking for some former Darkstar mercenaries. The motives better be pretty fucking congenial, because it's no secret that I'm a former Darkstar merc. Of course, I haven't sailed with them in years. I left them after the mutiny. Once it became clear that Vela's ambitions, once so intoxicating, were likely to get us all killed. A lot with that, exactly who are you looking for? Jack Basalt. In the Union, they still call him the shame of the Navy after he abandoned his rank and stationed to join Vela. In battle, the man was a demon. His voice bellowed across the deck of a sky ship. Sword raised high, you'd make sure to heed it. Below decks, he always found the time to share a drink with those under his command, learning their names, their troubles. Not every merc captain does that. I don't know if that was thanks to a kind heart or his weakness for the strong stuff. A meeting in a pub, right? God, some of the sound effects are way louder than everything else.